Welcome to Chapter 6, Introduction to Chemical Bonding. In this lesson, we are going to learn the main essence of chemical bonding. But before we go into the details, what does the chemical bonding mean? So to understand chemical bonding. So in this lesson, chemical bonding, as the name implies, it is chemical binding of two or more atoms. This indicates binding of atoms chemically. Why they bind chemically? The reason for binding is to lower their chemical potential energy. Any chemical process ends up in lowering its potential energy. So with this context, all atoms having high chemical potential energy needs to come together in order to lower their potential energy. That's why chemical bonding happens. So to go into the details of bonding, there are certain key terms that we are going to study. And the first one is chemical bonding, we have already seen. And the second is, if we have covalent bond, what are the different covalent bonds? So the different covalent bonds are chemical bonding, covalent bonding. This covalent bond is nothing but two atoms come together in order to satisfy their octet rule, so that they come together and share. So this is what we call it, done by sharing of electrons. As we have already said, the reason atoms come together is to maximize their stability. So low potential energy indicates low potential energy means high stability. So this is the reason why most of the time we have different kinds of bonding. So with this in mind, we are going to explore the following points, like covalent bond, ionic bond, and within polar ionic covalent bond, we are going to see covalent polar and covalent non-polar. So we are going to see, as you can see here, two atoms come together in order to reduce their potential energy. We can have, as you can see from this example, atom A and atom D and atom C come together and to form C and D. So these two atoms come together and secure the rule of octet, or make their outer mass shell 8, and at the same time they reduce their potential energy, and finally they become with low energy. That's the ultimate goal of chemical bonding. So let's see one by one. Okay, let's see one by one. The first one is covalent bonding. In covalent bonding, the name indicates, co means together. These two atoms come together, and for the sake of attaining their noble gas. Let's say these are the two atoms coming together, and in the course of these togetherness, they end up in forming one common thing, which means this part is an area, and this area indicates the shared area. So this sharing partner, these electrons belongs to both atom A and atom B. So to clearly see this situation, we have to consider the following points. One, covalent is done by sharing electrons. So in sharing electrons, let's see one example. We have a molecule, chlorine molecule. As you can see, chlorine has got 7 electrons in the valence electron. We will see later in dot structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And another partner chlorine has also 7 electrons, 5, 6, 7. Now both need each other in order to make their potential energy low. Chlorine alone, this chlorine has got high potential energy, and this chlorine also has high potential energy, so they cannot exist as they are carrying this high energy. So nature forces them to lower their energy by coming together. So if you see the 7 electron contributed from one contribution, this one, and the rest 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the other chlorine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is observed here? One electron contributed from chlorine, and the other electron contributed from chlorine. Both contribute for the purpose of sharing. So they end up in forming 8 electrons both, so that they become very stable. Stability by stable due to sharing. So we are going to see now the different techniques or the different processes where, as you can see in this covalent bonding, the different atoms come together and form a sharing. So before we wind up the lesson, let's see additional examples using hydrogen. Hydrogen has got 1 electron, and another hydrogen has got 1 electron, and the purpose of coming together is to secure their valence electron. So hydrogen form a bond with hydrogen through sharing. This sharing is equally shared between the 2 atoms. Therefore, this is what you call it, equal sharing of electron, equal sharing. So you might have one question: is there equal sharing and unequal sharing? Yes, we will see in a moment.